guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're back with another vintage recipe. I have my grandmother's 1949 copy of the Better Homes and Gardens cookbook, absolutely stuffed with all of her clippings and all sorts of things, and we're gonna do a great vintage recipe today. All right, if you're new here, hi, I'm Claire. Welcome. Come on in, make yourself comfortable. I love a vintage cookbook, okay? I've got some really old ones, but I especially love working 40s, 50s, 60s right in there. I have done a lot of this type of video. So if you want maybe like a vintage recipe binge, I will leave a playlist for you down below if you want to check those out. From time to time, I really like to dip into my grandmother's Better Homes and Gardens cookbook. She like wrapped it at some point in this, but it is the 1949 printing. And what you would do, of course, back in the day is you would get the Homes and Gardens magazine and then you would clip out recipes and then you would file them. I will admit, Grandma Jane did a terrible job filing these away. There's a lot of this going on in there, but it is a total treasure trove of really fun old recipes. And because the holidays are coming up, I wanted to pick something that was sort of like pretty to look at, which I find the 1950s are all about making food look so extra, and it's my favorite. So this recipe I've got today is for something called olive whirligigs, and they pretty much look like pinwheels. You see right on top there, they look quite nice. This recipe came to us from Mrs. Wesley A. Roth from Kenmore, New York. And this originally appeared in the September 1959 issue of Better Homes and Gardens magazine. And I do feel like the 50s are just full of canapes and little cute tiny things. And the women, especially in the kitchen, were creating all sorts of things with funky garnishes and all that kind of stuff. So I thought because the holidays are approaching and we are doing dishes to pass and we're having bridge club, we're not having bridge club, but if it were 1959, I'd like to think we were having bridge club and that I would serve olive whirligigs to my guests. It's also worth noting, a little fun tidbit, that my house was actually built in 1959. So I feel like this recipe was made for us today. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's make some olive whirligigs. And I can already tell you, my husband will not be that excited. He's not an olive fan, but maybe we can convert him. Maybe Mrs. Wesley A. Roth has the magic touch. All right, so this recipe only has 5 ingredients, so extremely simple. We love it. First, stuffed olives. I got these at Aldi and they were really cheap. It's really nice. Everything here was easy to find because sometimes these old recipes will have like a funky ingredient and I'm like, oh, well, guess we're not making that. But these are all easy to find. The next thing we need, a very popular ingredient of the time, processed American cheese. And this recipe specifically calls for a sharp processed American cheese. And lo and behold, Meyer totally had it. This is Land O'Lakes, yellow sharp cheddar American cheese. We got it. So grab some of that. We have to shred it, of course. We also need flour, easy peasy. We have just a little bit of butter, 3 tablespoons. And for all the flavor, sorry, this ground cayenne pepper really has a lot of work to do here because it is the only spice involved, okay? Not even salt and pepper is involved here. So I'm assuming because the cheese is probably quite salty that's gonna do it there. But I think we're really gonna let the olive flavor shine here with just a dash of heat. Honestly, in some of these old recipes, the hardest part for me is the lack of seasoning. So even a dash of cayenne pepper is kind of amazing for 1959. Mrs. Wesley A. Roth, you spicy lady. We're gonna get started just by prepping what we need to prep, which is very little here. I'm really dragging this out with the talking because this really could be like a 2-minute video. We have to chop up the olives and we have to shred the cheese. Starting with our cheese, we need 1 cup of shredded processed cheddar American cheese, which I know, controversial ingredient. I know it's very out of fashion these days to use processed cheese, but I'm not gonna lie, it melts like a dream, and I believe even Velveeta has its place in the kitchen in some recipes sometimes, okay? I am not a processed cheese hater. I love all cheese, actually. I don't discriminate. Oh my goodness. Look how I eyeballed that so beautifully. Next, for our green olives, we need half a cup of them chopped. Honestly, I'm really not a huge olive fan either. Like, it has to be just right for me to get down on an olive. So maybe in this sort of like savory, cheesy pastry situation, maybe this will do it for me. I also feel like I find that they use olives and pimentos a lot in the 1950s. Like there's a lot of recipes that use olives and pimentos. So it was very popular flavor profile. All right, that did take kind of a long time, but here we go. Half a cup of chopped stuffed olives. Okay, that's actually all the prep work we needed to do. Now we can assemble. We're gonna start with our pastry, and we're going to be using everything except the olives. This is really, I did pick a very simple recipe, but it's good. It's a good thing. So we're gonna throw in our cheese, a dash of cayenne. That is our serving. It also said that you could also use Tabasco, a dash of Tabasco. So options, but I had cayenne, so that's what I'm using. And some soft melty butter. Mix these together first. This already, it does not feel like it's gonna make a lot. This is not that much. I don't know. I'm already skeptical. Now we're going to sift some flour into there. Don't you love this fun old sifter? I got it at a garage sale for $1. We need half a cup of flour. All right, guys, I have made pastry a lot in my life, and I know that you're supposed to add some water. This is not sticking together. That butter is not enough to make it stick. I'm sorry, Mrs. Wesley. I'm deviating from the original. I'm adding a little bit of water. This crust isn't working. We don't need that much, just a little. Maybe my cheese is like less moist than the cheese you would have found in 1959. That's a possibility. But we need it to be a dough, okay? Gorgeous. Now it is time that we roll it out. We roughly want this to be 10 inches long and 6 inches high. Honestly, this is a solid crust idea for any type of filling. If you don't like olives, you could put other stuff in here, because this sort of processed American cheese, it will melt like a dream. All right, there we go. Beautifully eyeballed. Now it's time to spread our delicious olives. Now it's time to roll. We're gonna roll lengthways like we're making cinnamon rolls. Who would want a cinnamon roll when you could have an olive roll? There we go. Look at that log. Okay, now we need to tightly wrap it and chill it for an hour. Into the fridge she goes. All right, you guys, it has been an hour. I'm gonna go ahead and preheat my oven to 400 degrees and pull our log out of the refrigerator. All right, here is our log, our whirligig log. We are going to cut it into 1/4 inch slices, put it on our baking sheet, and get it in the oven. Here are our olive whirligigs. They are ready for the oven. They're going to take 10 minutes in the 400-degree oven. I'm actually really surprised at how good these smell. They're all toasty and cute, and they all maintained their perfect little, I was gonna say pinwheel, perfect little whirligig pattern. We have to let them cool all the way, and then we can give them a try. Honey! All right, darling. Come on, they smell good. You know,
I don't like these already.
I think they look really pretty though, don't they? Don't they give 1950s? Like
anything with olives.
Some snacks for my bridge club. Yum! Calm down.
They're really salty. Hot and nasty.
I'm sorry. So they are quite salty. I'm glad the recipe... Oh, he's just leaving. Are you spitting that in the trash? Dear watchers, he indeed spit this out. It's been a while since we had one that you hated, though.
It's so bad.
It is rather salty. I'm glad we didn't add any salt. There's no added salt here. It's just from...
From the olives?
From the olives.
Oh my god.
I will say, if you could separate the olives from the pastry.
The pastry is delicious.
The pastry is so good. You want to know what's in there? Like processed American cheese.
That's why.
It's totally good. I don't want to hear any haters about American cheese. Okay? It has its place. And apparently, in a crust. Okay? It makes me want to make other things. Honestly, I know you hate an olive. If you like olives, this is a very simple and effective little treat ski. However, in the future, I would just use a different filling, but the crust, great idea. And I also love the fact that because it's a log that you chill, you could, for a holiday, make it ahead of time and then just cut it up and put it in the oven right before you needed your little canapé.
Oh my god. Breakfast, right? Bacon, egg, and cheese.
Oh, you could make a breakfast one. I love the concept. I'm not a huge olive fan. I mean, I think they're good. But in the future, I would choose something different. Maybe even just like a roasted red pepper.
I mean, literally anything else.
I was also going to say mushroom, but I know you don't like those either.
That would be better than this.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, thanks for playing along, okay? You sure you don't...
Nope. I'm good.
I like them.
Good. All for you.
So there you go, olive whirligigs from 1959. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment down below. Do you like olives? Is this something you would eat? Is this something that you made, that your grandma made, that your mother made? Is something like this something that has crossed your path? I would love to hear, of course. Be sure to come back for more content like this and check out that playlist down below if you want to see some of the other things Gianni had to spit in the trash, which has only happened a few times, but when they're bad, they're really bad. So you might have some fun in that playlist if you haven't looked at it in a while. Of course, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!